Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Thursday, the 11th of May. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. All right, Thursday is almost a repeat of Wednesday. 7 selections, 7 races, £10 half stake day is what I've got, and 4 of them are in Ireland. So there is a lot of similarities. Slight difference in the staking plan for Thursday. I didn't have a lean between any of the 7. So what I've done is a straightforward lucky 15 on the 4 at Clonmel. And then the 3 in the UK, they're shorter prices. So I've just done an each way Trixie, but a bigger stake than I usually do. So that's what we've got. 2 bets, 345 Chester is the first race. Before I get to that, I will go through the bets from Wednesday. And yeah, it was a funny day, Wednesday's racing. And different people will have a completely different view about it. Overall, it was a loss. So we were 10 on, 191 back. We had 7 horses, 1 non-runner, 2 of the remaining 6, 2 came second and 4 didn't place. So overall, a lost day. But a very interesting one from betting market moves and horse jockey performance. And that's why different people will see it differently, because with the exception of one horse in the end that did come in but then drifted out again, all of the horses significantly shortened and some very, very much shortened, but didn't necessarily convert. So let's talk you through what we had. We started off here, and there's the door, which I looked up, when I put this bet up, I went and had a look afterwards and I did some bets myself. 18s you could have got the night before. That went off, I think it was 13-2, second favourite. Shipped the jockey before it even got in the stalls. Got in the stalls, reared on exit and lost a few lengths at the start, and people are thinking, well, this is done for. Then the O'Brien horse turned out to be an absolute ridiculous superstar on the go in at Chester and won by 22 lengths. But that horse, despite the terrible start, it still was absolutely clear second favourite. Well, not second favourite, it was second favourite, but clear second best. And I mean, I think the O'Brien horse was flattered by the fact that it was a low quality renewal. But that horse was second best. So we were second there, despite the bad start. So I was thinking maybe we're good here. Darkened was the funny one that went into 10s and then out to about 25s. And then just got too far back. You needed to be up with the pace at Gorham Park, I think. You usually have to be, but I think particularly so in the boggy ground. And yeah, got too far back and couldn't make it up. And I think it was 7th, and we needed top 5 in the end. Then Diva's Boy, another one, just had a terrible, terrible start and then couldn't make up the ground at Chester and finished way down the field. And Regal Glory was a non-runner. So despite the really promising start and the horses being backed in, because that one I think was 14-1 into 13-2, and that was, I think they were both 14-1 into 13-2. So we only got a single with a non-runner back for that one. And then at Gorham Park, full lucky 15, Narlita, that one got backed in. I can't remember now, something like 13-2, 15-2, something like that. And at one point it touched 3-1. I think in the afternoon. Just the line came too early for it. About 5 more steps and it would have won the race, but it was done by nose. Darkened, as we said, it was only 7th. It was me backed into 4-1 from 28s. And the night before, after I did the video, most bookies were offering 33s on that horse. It was the first one to start getting backed in overnight, but 33s you could have got up after upload. Backed into 4s, and then Billy Lee just didn't seem to give it any effort in the straight. So I don't know if something went wrong with it. It's when people start getting suspicious, because they're like, how does a horse go from 28s to 4s and then come clearly last? Very, very odd. And then 5.25 Big's Belief went from the front, faded, and then sort of fought on and ended up coming 5th, which I think 365 are the only ones who paid out. So if you were 365, you did a couple of quid extra. So we ended up having, again, second place on the first leg and then nothing with it. So, yeah, just frustrating. There's always a lot of expectation when the market moves following afterwards. And particularly it was me or whatever it was, like that's you don't see that often. Fours from 33s, and then it just run no race. Very, very strange. But we crack on and we do the same as we always do, and I look for value. The value for Thursday is lower, the prices are lower. So I'm not expecting the same price crashing going on as what happened. I felt I was on some good value for Wednesday, not quite in the same league on Thursday. So as I said, I've got the 7, and I've not duplicated a horse. Darkened broke. I've had a nice run this year so far with 7 horses and 1 doubling up, but Darkened broke my nice run, so very upset with Darkened. 50p each way Trixie we've got here. So I don't usually put the stake up so much as this. It's up to you how you decide to do the bets. I'm doing it as an each way Trixie. I didn't at those prices. I wasn't fussed about doing each way singles. Then I'm not playing essentially a win game here. So I didn't want to then just put win singles on for the sake of it. I'd rather put the stake down on the combination, on the multiples. So 3:45 Chester, Sky are 5. I think everyone else is 4. Stately Home at 8. 4 o'clock Huntingdon, Give Me a Cuddle. That was a tight one as well. 9-1. There's a competitive race that I think most bookies paying 4. And then the 7-10 Thirsk, Jamil, Sky are 4. No one else is 15-2. So they're not big prices, but and the place terms, there. And would I normally put them in a Trixie? It's just, to be honest, it's a touch under what I would normally do. I just didn't want to repeat anything. I was quite happy with I'm comfortable having £4 staked on those 3 horses. In the context is, if I had another horse in there, it'd be 6 on Lucky 15. There's just no jackpot in that one. So even if they all win, clearly everyone will be very happy if they all win. But yeah, we're not getting thousands off this one. So 50p each way Trixie. So each way doubles and trebles. £4 is your bet. That's bet 1. And then bet 2 at Clonmel. A lot of bookies paying 5 across the board. There's a couple that aren't, like Betfair aren't on all of them, Ladbrokes aren't on all of them, Paddy aren't on all of them, but a lot are. So I've got Coral and 365, 5 places with Bog. Coral the night before, if they let you put it on the night before, but otherwise in the morning for Coral and 365. Betfred, Bog whenever they do Bog. And then Sky and William Hill, same place terms, no Bog on multiples. We haven't had a Clonmel for a while, but I'm not a fan. It's a hard course to read. You get funny results at Clonmel, so I didn't want to kind of do anything bigger. I didn't want to put double horse selections in, and I didn't want to do combinations on that. I'm just happy. We'll just give it a go. 1 horse each race. The horse that I think has got the most value. And we'll do it a straightforward channel, 20p each way, Lucky 15, £6 you bet. So 5.18 New Ross 11s, 6.48 Duke Otto 18s, 7.18 Venor 14s, and 7.48 Emir de Rots 10-1. The thing that you've got here, like you do have on some of these high-risk tracks, and people will say, is it that a coincidence or not? 16 runners is the max field at Clonmel. Each race has got a bunch of reserves. Lo and behold, what will happen? I'm sure there'll be some non-runners after the reserves have been decided, and these races will end up with like 14, 15 runners, and we'll end up with 4 places. That's the cynical side of it. So you got to pick horses you're thinking are going to come. I'm calculating this off top 4, not off necessarily top 5. But this stuff's not a precise science, and these are really low quality races. With horses that can just spring up and do funny things. Likewise, consistent horses at this sort of level don't really exist. So you're taking your chances. So what I'm saying to you is I will put out far more bigger price, bigger value, and be more confident about bets in the world. But I wouldn't put a bet out I didn't like. So it's up to you what you do with the selections. That is it. I like to be nice and honest and transparent, and I'm not going to tell you this is the best ever Lucky 15 you're ever going to come across in your life. I tell you what, if I hit a jackpot day on a Clonmel or I think tomorrow's Kilbeggan, then I'll just pack up, because it goes against all known statistics that I keep. That's where it would happen. Not necessarily that day of the week or whatever, but there's certain tracks where I feel like I'm much more likely to hit a big one. But Clonmel and Kilbeggan on the jumps. In the spring, so yeah, There you go. That's how confident I'm feeling about the bets. All right. When am I back? Should be back Friday morning for Friday selections. Outside chance it could be Thursday night in the end. So I will see. Possibly Thursday night, possibly Friday morning. But I'll update that when I do the review for Thursday selections. I will confirm whether that's going to be Friday morning or Thursday night. And the only other thing I was just going to mention, Zach in the comments asked me about golf. I haven't done any golf for a while. I keep looking and I just don't find a lot. And it's sort of umming and ahhing. The one golfer, if people want a golf interest, where I'll be putting my money for the weekend in the Byron Nelson is Scott Stallings. I think it was tipped up in the Sporting Life, which doesn't help because gone in by about 10 points in most bookmakers. I think 66 as 8 places with Sky Bet is the best you can get. Most other places is 50 to 55, something like that. 50s is as small as I would want to go with that. 66, if you can get it on Sky Bet, is probably worth it. I'm not recording the golf bets for the channel, but I will be putting my money down on Scott Stallings for the Byron Nelson, which starts, where are we at? Must start on Thursday. So you want to get on that one if you want to get on that one. You want to get on that? I'm not even speaking good English. You want to get on that quick if you're getting on that one. I can't remember what time the tee times are, but yeah, I've gone through it. I looked at the European Open, the Soudal Open in the European Tour. Didn't really like the look of that one. There's potential in those sort of ones for finding like side bets and stuff, but yeah, there was nothing jumping out. So Scott Stallings is the only one I'm backing this weekend for the golf. So if you want that, feel free to do that, but there's no obligation. I'm not recording it for statistics. So there we go. All right. Thank you very much. I shall be back either Friday morning or possibly Thursday night for Friday selections. Whatever you're doing in the meantime, keep safe, stay well. Thank you very much. Bye bye.